to discuss about the seventh phase, and we'll bring to you all latest updates. But let's understand what we are going to do here today. So there's 57 constituencies spread across 8 states and 1 union territory, which is voting in the last phase to decide the fate of 904 candidates. Just a quick, a fact that this has been the second longest election after the first in 1951 and 52. Now, this last phase is seeing voting for all 13 seats in Punjab. We have 4 seats in Himachal Pradesh. We have seats in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand, Odisha, and 1 union territory, which is Chandigarh. And also, it includes some very important seats. For example, we have Varanasi in UP, represented by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We have Diamond Harbour, which is a seat of TMC General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee. We have Bhatinda in Punjab, where you have former Union Minister Harsimran Kaur Badal. We have Patna Sahib in Bihar. We have this former Union Minister from BJP, Ravi Shankar Prasad. We have Mandi, which is a very interesting seat in Himachal Pradesh, where we have a contest between Vikramaditya Singh and the actor Kangana Ranaut. And in the Chandigarh seat, we have Manish Tiwari from the India bloc. So this is what we are going to do today. We are going to talk about the seventh phase of the election poll, and we're going to discuss, we are going to bring to you all the latest updates. But before we go ahead, let's start with the key candidates of the seventh phase. So we'll be joined by a lot of reporters from the Indian Express who've been working very hard to bring some very important news, across entire country from the election perspective. So we have a long list. Today we'll be joined by Asad Rahman, National Bureau for Updates on Uttar Pradesh. We have Manraj Garwal Sharma, who is the resident editor at Chandigarh Bureau. We have Santosh Singh, who is Senior Assistant Editor, joining us from Bihar. We'll also have Sujit Bisoy from Odisha. We'll have Shantanu Chaudhary, Senior Correspondent, joining us from West Bengal. And we'll have Abhishek Angad, who is the Principal Correspondent, joining us from Jharkhand. So let's start from Uttar Pradesh, okay? And it's a pleasure to have Asad. And Asad is from the National Bureau and he will be talking about Uttar Pradesh. So hi Asad, welcome. This is the seventh phase, the last phase, the much awaited phase, especially for Uttar Pradesh because of this seat, Varanasi seat, from where we have our Prime Minister Narendra Modi contesting the election. What do you have to tell us about Varanasi?
Manas, the fight in Varanasi is a fairly straightforward one for the BJP and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He's won the last 2 elections from there very handsomely. He picked that seat in 2014 when he first emerged as the chief prime minister face of the country, and now the contest in Varanasi is between him and Ajay Rai, who is the Congress state president and is representing the India bloc in the election and is directly against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But with the caste calculations and looking at past elections and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's popularity, I don't think there is a big, very close contest over there. It's more about the narrative on the ground. While I was traveling in Varanasi during the BN's roadshow and before and after that also, it was quite clearly in favor of the BJP. And if you look at past elections also, the BJP's just lost it once since the 90s, which was in 2004 when the Congress won the seat. So other than that, it's always been BJP. Murli Manohar Joshi, BJP stalwart, had contested from there in 2009, which was the last election before Prime Minister Narendra Modi picked up the seat. So it's always been in BJP's favor, and this time too, it will be more about the margin of elections of the win for Prime Minister Narendra Modi than the contest itself.
That's very interesting. Now let's, before we go to other questions, let's watch this. We have a report from Varanasi where we tried to get hold of the pulse of the people on the ground. Let's look at it. Look at it.
मोदी जी देवतुल्य है, मतलब ऐसा प्रधानमंत्री न पहले हुआ और न होगा आगे।
अपने को बहुत 30 बार खा बनते हैं, लेकिन ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। विकास के तौर पे तो बहुत कुछ हुआ।
आप जाइए, बिरला भवन इतना पुराना था, उसको तोड़ दिया है।
जो उनके नीचे काम करने वाले वो सही करेंगे तो काम अच्छा होगा।
अब ये 5 किलो राशन के लिए 5 किलो की तो नहीं चलेगा।
अकेला चना भाड़ नहीं छोड़ सकता।
The Indian Express is here in the narrow lanes of Varanasi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to contest Lok Sabha elections from here. Let's see what the locals have to say about him and his work here in Varanasi.
सब काम अच्छा है, मोदी और योगी बाबा दोनों जने का।
पहले मंदिर में गली गली होकर जाना पड़ता था, अब आराम से आदमी मंदिर में जा सकता है। ये सुविधाएं बढ़ गई हैं।
एग्जाम दे करके आए हैं, धोखे पे आते थे, साइकिल से गए 10 किलोमीटर चला करके। आने के बाद शाम को जब मिलाने लगे तो पता लगा पेपर लीक हो गया। तो ऐसे हम तो नहीं दे पाएंगे।
सड़कों के प्रति और मंदिरों के प्रति जो है विकास जो भया है, बहुत अति उत्तम है।
सबसे महत्वपूर्ण काम उन्होंने कॉरिडोर बनाया विश्वनाथ मंदिर का, जो कि पूरे विश्व में आज भी एकदम उसकी धमक दिखाई देती है कि विदेश से लोग आके जो है बाबा का दर्शन कर रहे हैं और उसका आनंद उठा रहे हैं। विकास के नाम पर उन्होंने दक्षिणी विधानसभा, मेनकर बनारस के अंदर दक्षिणी विधानसभा में बहुत ही काम किया है। नमो घाट बनवाया, विश्वनाथ कॉरिडोर बनवाया।
हम हमारे निजी जानकारी में है कि कारमाइकल में किस तरीके से दुकानदारों को उजाड़ा गया और पैसा नहीं दिया गया, लेकिन ठीक सत्ता पाने में बहुत अग्गल है हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी। इतने मोहल्ले उजाड़ दिए, क्या पैसा दिया? कोई पैसा नहीं दिया। अभी कहो उनसे पूछो, बहुत पैसा दिया, बहुत खरबों, 10 अरबों खरबों से गुना ज्यादा दे दिया।
नितिन गडकरी जी का काम बहुत बढ़िया है, मोदी जी की बात नहीं कर रहे। नितिन गडकरी जी ने हाईवे और जो रोड का जाल बिछाया बहुत अच्छा बिछाया है। अगर वो प्रधानमंत्री का चेहरा होते तो उनकी तरफ मेरा वोट जाएगा।
तो जैसे हमारे मोदी जी तो बहुत ही अच्छे नेक इंसान हैं, और लेकिन उनके नीचे जो हैं कह लीजिए विधायक हैं, मतलब हर लोग अपना काम जिम्मेदारी से नहीं कर रहे हैं। ये देखिए, ये हम लोग करीब मतलब ये नाली है, करीब आज साल भर से हम लोग परेशान हैं। अपने सभासद को भी मतलब बोल चुके हैं, नगर निगम में हमने कंप्लेन किया। मोदी जी तो अपना मतलब वर्क कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उनके अंदर रहने वाले लोग वर्क नहीं कर रहे हैं।
और अभी रोपवे का भी काम चल रहा है, वो भी इजी हो जाएगा। स्टेशन से आपके मंदिर तक आने के लिए बहुत आराम हो जाएगा। गंगा जी ने तो आपको बताया 100 गंदा नाला गिर रहा। गंगा मेरी माँ है, मेरे बाप है, मेरी दादी है। बयान बहुत ज्यादा है। कई सरकारी, अगर किसी सरकारी ऑफिस में कोई वो हो रहा है तो उसका ग्रीवेंसेस पटल होना चाहिए ना। सांसद है।
जो काशी की सुकून थी वो खत्म हो गया। काशी का जो अपना काशी का बनारस का जो रस था ना, वो खत्म हो गया। हम लोग जा करके 2 घंटा 3 घंटा घाट पे, मणिकंठा घाट बगल में हम लोग बैठते थे। आप जाइए, बिरला भवन इतना पुराना था, उसको तोड़ दिया है। विकास के नाम पे विनाश अच्छी बात नहीं है।
जो उनके नीचे काम करने वाले वो सही करेंगे तब काम अच्छा होगा। मोदी जी ऊपर के जो काम तो सब निर्धारित कर रहे हैं, लेकिन नीचे वाले काम बढ़िया करें, सब काम अच्छा होगा। मोदी जी काम बहुत बढ़िया कर रहे हैं इस समय, और उस समय इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में भी काम बढ़िया कर रहे हैं, उस समय बाजार में बढ़िया काम कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे रोड भी बढ़िया बनवा रहे हैं, अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं।
मोदी जी इस बार 400 पार तो कमी है, इस बार तो उससे भी ऊपर जाना चाहिए।
So, Asad, this was the last, this Gorakhpur we were talking about. You were talking about Gorakhpur and this video which followed. Now, can you also talk about some other constituencies which are very important in this phase of election from Uttar Pradesh, and why do you think that they are very important?
Another very important thing that has polled today is Gorakhpur, because it's Chief Minister seat. He's won it 5 times, and to vacate the seat after he came in 7. And since then, vacation has MP the seat. He won the seat in 2000 and is again being fielded by the BJP. So Gorakhpur important because it establishes Yogi Adityanath's grip over the state, and it sort of re-established a position right now. So that uh, aspect will be very keen on to watch how the Gorakhpur result unfolds, because overall the results from UP will be a report card for not just Prime Minister Narendra Modi but Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath as well. And he's a very important face for the BJP. He's been campaigning across the country, and he's considered on as one of BJP's star campaigners. So Gorakhpur seat, as his former seat, is an important one, and the people also that we spoke to during our reporting have also said that the election is a reflection of what they think about Yogi Adityanath, and it will be an important election. The result will be watched very closely by not just the chief minister's office but across the state, because it is an important seat for them to retain well for the BJP. And the Samajwadi Party has fielded another actor, like Ravi Kishan is an actor, and then Kajal Nishad is also an actor, and she has been fielded by the Samajwadi Party, and let's see how the fight between her and Ravi Kishan goes.
Yeah, so Gorakhpur is another very important seat that you highlighted. What about these allies? If quickly, you can also talk about the allies of NDA. How are they contesting here? What is the important takeaways from these allies of NDA? You want to tell us?
See, the NDA has 4 allies in Uttar Pradesh, and Rashtriya Lok Dal has already contested the seats that it had in Western UP. Then there are 3 other allies which have a caste base in Uttar Pradesh, in Eastern Uttar Pradesh. So there is the Apna Dal Sonelal party, which is led by Union Minister Anupriya Patel, and she has been in the cabinet for a while now, and she's contesting from Mirzapur seat. She is the main leader in the fray, and she's contesting from Mirzapur, where she is against Rinki Kaul of the Samajwadi Party, who's a local leader. And Anupriya is also an important seat for the BJP and the NDA, because the overall tally will depend on how many seats NDA's allies get in this election. So that is the first ally that's important. Then the second one is Om Prakash Rajbhar's Suheldev Samaj Party, which is Om Prakash Rajbhar is an outspoken leader in Eastern UP with a base among the non-Yadav OBC communities like Rajbhars, Shakya Saini, Kushwaha, and so he has sway over these communities in Eastern UP. And Om Prakash Rajbhar's son Arvind Rajbhar is contesting the Ghosi seat, and he's up against Samajwadi Party's senior leader Rajiv Rai. So that is the second ally that the NDA has in this phase. Then the third ally is the Nishad Party, which is led by Sanjay Nishad. His son Praveen Nishad is in the fight in Sant Kabir Nagar. Praveen is already an MP. He won the seat in 2019, and he's going to face Lakshmikant Pappu of the Samajwadi Party. Now, the Nishad Party, the 3 allies, if you look at them closely, then you see that they have subcastes which they appeal to, and these subcastes are all non-Yadav OBCs, which play a very important role in Eastern UP. So these allies also will play an important role, because they will have an overall say in the complete vote share for the NDA in UP. The Nishad Party has a base among the Nishad voters, which is the community that is associated with boats and living on river banks. Then there is the Rajbhar community, which comes under Om Prakash Rajbhar's Suheldev Samaj Party. And then the third ally is also there in the fray, which is the Apna Dal Sonelal faction, which has influence among the Kurmi voters in Eastern UP. So this is what the equation for the allies is, and it is definitely going to be an important thing to watch how the NDA allies do in this election.
Thank you, Asad. Thank you so much. These are very important insights from UP. Thank you for joining us. Now, from UP, let's move to the hill states of Himachal Pradesh. Okay, and we are seeing a very interesting contest here between, the Queen Kangana Ranaut, the actor, and Congress's Vikramaditya Singh. And we are joined for this discussion. We are joined by our Punjab reporter Manraj Garwal Sharma, who is a resident editor at Chandigarh Bureau. Hello, Manraj. Thank you for joining us. So, the very first question which comes to everybody's mind is this seat of Mandi from Himachal Pradesh. So, what's going on? How was the campaign, and what's the ground reality between these two candidates? What do you have to tell us about?
It's a very interesting campaign. The seat, everybody thought when Bharatiya Janata Party decided to field Kangana Ranaut that she will, just have a walkover because she's a star and she, posited herself as Mandi ki beti. And then there were some uncharitable remarks against her, which got her a lot of sympathy. So, but then Congress did a surprise by fielding Vikramaditya Singh. Vikramaditya Singh is the son of former Chief Minister and a very, very popular Chief Minister, Veerbhadra Singh. So Vikramaditya Singh is also young, as is Kangana, and he's also very articulate. So while Kangana has been putting her foot in the mouth quite frequently, things like comparing herself to वो काशी से प्राइम मिनिस्टर छोटी काशी मंडी मैं हूँ and so on, but Vikramaditya has also he and she tried to call him Pappu, so he's been getting a good response, and of course Kangana has that star appeal, but Vikramaditya is giving her a very good fight. So I don't know which way the voters will swing, but they've both been, it's going to be a tight contest. And Vikramaditya is being fully supported by Chief Minister Sukhwinder Sukhu. Earlier there were rumors, in February, the government, 6 Congress MLAs voted against the government whip, were subsequently disqualified. And they joined the BJP. Now all of them are contesting on the BJP ticket. So this election is very significant for Himachal because it's not just about Kangana versus Vikramaditya. It's also about the longevity of the Congress government. Because at one point it felt as if more people will leave the Congress government, more people, and there were murmurs that Vikramaditya and his mother were also dissatisfied with Mr. Sukhu and they could also leave. But that didn't happen. And what this election has done is it's put Mr. Sukhu and Vikramaditya squarely in one team. So Sukhu has been traveling widely, has been holding rallies to canvass for Vikramaditya.
Thank you, Manraj. But we are all talking about Mandi. What are the other constituency where in Himachal Pradesh where there is a fight, and what are their issues there in Himachal Pradesh?
See, what is happening is the other interesting seat is that of Kangra. So Kangra is where you have Dharamshala, where you have His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So Kangra Congress is being represented by Congress fielded Anand Sharma. So this was quite a surprise because Anand Sharma has been out of the state politics for a while and he has never contested a Lok Sabha election. So pitted against him is BJP's Dr. Rajiv Bhardwaj. Now, Dr. Rajiv Bhardwaj is a nephew of Shanta Kumar. Shanta Kumar is a former Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh. So issues, what has happened is, besides the local issues, Congress is harping on this theme, Bikau versus Tikau. Bikau meaning they've been saying that, 6 of our MLAs were poached by BJP because they were Bikau. So Tikau, we are going to continue. I mean, they have barely completed 2 years or 1 year. Yeah. That we are going to complete our government the rest of the term. So we are Tikau. So that is, there are those local issues are there, but by and large, BJP has been fighting on the national pitch. and how Prime Minister Modi has given this huge boost to India's pride, and how Indian passport is being sought after. I mean, is looked at with renewed respect. And also, one issue which has been there, which has not come up so much, is that of Agniveer. So Himachal Pradesh traditionally sends a lot of youngsters to the Indian Army, and Agniveer has led to a lot of anger, because it's not considered a steady job. Earlier, it used to be that, if your son has cleared class 12th and he goes and joins the forge, he's taken care of, and you as his parents are also taken care of because of all this medical insurance and other benefits that parents and the dependents will get. Now, that is what they feel, that we've been robbed of that very essential avenue of employment. And government jobs are very much in demand in Himachal Pradesh, but they are never enough. So, which is why this career in army was a much sought after career. So there is anger against Agniveer as well.
Okay, Manraj, before we go to another state, one very small question from the perspective of Himachal Pradesh. When we talk about Himachal Pradesh, we also talk about, last election we saw somewhere Himachaliyat. They were talking about their local, Himachali Hona versus the Rashtra, the thing which the BJP talks about. So how are these local issues and the local sentiments are playing important role in this national election?
These local issues are basically jobs, because jobs and the Apple economy is very big in Himachal. So it has suffered of late. Then Himachal also suffered a lot due to the monsoon. So because a lot of tourists stopped coming, and the monsoon wreaked a lot of havoc on Himachal, and the Congress government was very new at that time, relatively new. So these are the issues, that local versus, and the issue of environment is also, it may not be so amplified, but locals are asking, to what extent can we go to get more, to attract more tourists? I mean, do we need to look after our local ecology? Because they suffered tremendously. People lost their houses, their fields, lives. As in Himachal, they say, pahad chalne lag gaye hain. So you could be driving a car and you have a shooting stone, because you have built a lot of tunnels which are considered safe, but you've also broadened the highways. And it's been done only, that's what the locals question, it's been done only because, so that people from the plains can come to you more quickly. So that debate has begun. This election saw that debate. But a lot of it was also centered around these traitors, so to say, the people who left Congress for BJP. Because you have 6 assembly elections also which took place.
Yeah, that's true. Now, Manraj, now I know you have to wait for a little long with us because we have Punjab and Chandigarh to talk about. So from Himachal, let's move to Punjab. Very important state for this phase, because all 13 seats, correct me if I'm wrong, but all 13 seats are going for votes. Now, the key discussion in Punjab is around this India bloc, where we have, AAP and Congress against each other, which is very different from, the other, like example in Delhi, we saw them coming together and fighting as an India bloc. Now, is this confusion there among people also? What is happening on ground?
No confusion amongst people, because Congress is the principal opposition to AAP, and what happened after AAP came to power is that a lot of corruption cases were filed against congressmen, and a lot of them, including a former deputy chief minister, many ministers from previous government, they had to serve time in jail. So I think right from the beginning, to anybody, any keen political observer in the state, it was very clear that while these two were part of the India alliance, and while they were having alliances right in the neighboring state of Haryana, there will be no alliance here. there was too much bad blood. In the sense, if you have parties, which is Congress, so Congress, what happened is Congress had a very bad time after its defeat. A lot of its people got poached. So the BJP we have in Punjab is very Congress-yukt BJP. The BJP state chief, Sunil Jakar, was the Congress state chief at one point. We have the former Chief Minister Amarinder Singh, who is with BJP. So Congress found itself in a very sticky situation, so to say. And the Congress chief, the leader of opposition, Pratap Bajwa, told me that we made a very calculated decision. We decided that we are the principal opposition and we are the only ones who are taking up cudgels against the government, because AAP came to power with an overwhelming mandate of 92 seats in an assembly of 117. So never before has any party got such a sweeping mandate. So he says what will happen is, because these guys are not just looking at Lok Sabha polls, they're looking at 2027, the next assembly election. So their reasoning, their logic was that if we join hands with AAP, all the anti-government votes will go to the other opposition parties now, which are the Akali Dal and BJP. So Punjab is in a very interesting. So as you said, there is no confusion in the minds of the people, and both AAP and Congress were very clear. The local leaders were very clear right from the beginning, with CM Bhagwant Mann saying there's no question, we will fight on all the 13 seats. And in fact, AAP was the first to announce its candidates. I think it announced around 8 candidates at one go.
So Manraj, that's a very interesting point. But as per I see reports in the newspaper, Punjab this time is a very crowded state. For example, these 4 parties, they are not having allies. They are fighting or contesting elections all alone. For example, BJP is fighting in all 13 states. This is for the first time, if
Absolutely.
I'm not wrong. And and what about Akali Dal, SAD? What is at stakes for BJP and this SAD, who used to be an allies at one point of time?
So they have been contesting as allies since 1996, 1998. They fell apart during the 2020 farmer agitation. So this is the first time BJP is fighting, and BJP is saying that we are not looking at these elections. So what we hope to achieve is that we hope that our percentage of our vote share will go up. So their vote share in the Lok Sabha elections, because they used to fight on only 3 seats. So Akalis would fight on 10 seats and BJP would fight on 3. Now BJP is fighting on all 13, and it's hoping that its vote share will double from something from under 10%. Their leaders told me it could go up to as much as 18%. And what happened is, while BJP was an ally of Akali Dal, the division of work was very clear. BJP would look after the cities and the Akali Dal would canvass in the villages, in the countryside. Now, Punjab has a large countryside. And so BJP says because of that, they never stepped inside the villages. And this time, in the run-up to the elections, they have been going to villages. And surprisingly, we had a farmer and more recently, February, farmers are sitting on the Shambhu border. Shambhu border, it's close to Patiala, and it's the border between Punjab and Haryana. So farmers have been sitting here, and they gave a call to boycott BJP. BJP leaders were shown bags when they went to villages, or villages won't come out at all because you'd have someone from the loudspeaker saying, please do not entertain them, or we will boycott you, whichever family is entertaining them, etc. So, in fact, BJP went to the Election Commission to complain that it's our right to campaign and we are not allowed to campaign in villages, and they implied that probably the state government had a hand in it. So despite that, today, on the polling day, we are seeing BJP booths in lots of villages. In Malwa, for instance, there's a village called Burj Jawahar Ke. It's in Faridkot. It's the, Bargadi. So it's a very politically very important village, a very sensitive village, because the first time the sacrilege came to light was in this village. So, but BJP has a booth there, and it's at several other villages. So BJP is fighting for increasing its vote share and increasing its presence, and I think that it is getting. I mean, it has definitely increased its presence. They have, they have call centers in each of these 13 seats. So they've been doing a lot of outreach to the voters. For Akali Dal, it's a battle for survival, because here is a party that ruled Punjab for 2 consecutive terms from 2012 to 2017, or 2007 to 2017, right? And now, last assembly elections, it got only 3 seats. So, which is like almost getting decimated. And this is the oldest regional party, more than 100-year-old party of the country. So Akali Dal is working very hard to, get back the lost ground. So they are also very aware that while we may not be able to make the gains that we want in these elections, but we could be getting good traction in 2027. So both the parties are eyeing not just the Lok Sabha elections, they are eyeing 2027. So you see, this time Akali Dal, the president Sukhbir Badal, he was out canvassing, addressing one rally after the other. And this is his first election without his father, Prakash Singh Badal. Prakash Singh Badal happens to be a very popular chief minister of Punjab who passed away last year. So this is interesting for BJP. For Akali Dal, it's a do or die. It's a battle for revival. So for BJP, it's a battle for acceptance. And for AAP, it is, since they had such an overwhelming mandate, there's the slogan the chief minister is given is 13 out of 13, that I will sweep all the 13 seats.
It's interesting. I would just remind my viewers that it's very important phase for Punjab, because all 13 seats are there in this particular phase, and we have 4 parties without allies fighting, contesting this election. Now,
this is the multi-cornered contest of Punjab. Sorry.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now, Manoj, let's talk about Chandigarh, because Chandigarh, we have Manish Tiwari, we all know that. And Manish Tiwari has said something about city-state, that he wants, a proposal that how he will, plan this city of Chandigarh as a city-state. So I want to understand that what is this proposal by Manish Tiwari, and why are the parties, opposing it?
Chandigarh, joint capital of Haryana. For the longest time, the unresolved issues of Punjab remains the SYL river water. Plus Chandigarh, one reason to have some forces coming in very marginal but very rabid is because you see, justice hasn't been in a state. We don't even have a. So Chandigarh is a contest place. Manish Tiwari added another spin to it by saying, forget about a union territory. We will, because union territory would be, by default, you'll have a lot of central funds coming to it and a lot of he meant central interference. So he's saying we'll have a city-state. Now, Chandigarh is a very small state. So this triggered a lot of negative reaction. Not as much as from people. There was negative reaction from the people also, because they felt that we already have a municipal corporation and we have to bear the burden. It's a small city and not enough gets done, or so on. But now you're going to give us MLAs. So it's just adding to the burden on the city. And there was a lot of sharp reactions from Punjab politicians. And for once, cutting across party lines. So BJP said exactly what the Congress said. Congress, AAP, Akali Dal, everybody, that look, why are you saying that? Chandigarh belongs to Punjab. So first, let's clarify that. So it was an issue that came out of nowhere. and created a lot of heat.
Okay, Manraj, thank you so much for joining us and telling us about Himachal, Punjab, and Chandigarh. It's such important, places and the constituency in these states. Now, I'm going to hint you to something very important. Satluj on three sides, border fence on the other. Why this flooded Punjab village is refraining from voting in this election. Let's watch it.
ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਪਾਸੇ ਦਰਿਆ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਪਾਹੂ ਕੰਡਿਆਂ ਵਾਲੀ ਤਾਰ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਚਾਲੇ ਫਸੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ। ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਪਹੁੰਚਾ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਹੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਮਨ ਕਰਦਾ ਵੀ ਵੋਟਾਂ ਪਾਉਣ ਤੇ। ਕਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ, ਵੀ ਇੱਧਰ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ।
So we'll be traveling to Kaluwala via this boat and meet the people there who lost their agriculture fields during the floods, lost their homes, don't have an access to a school and no health facilities, basic health facilities, and we'll try to find out what this election means for them.
Surrounded by waters of Satluj River on three sides and Indo-Pak border fence on the fourth, the small village Kaluwala comprises of around 300 people in Firozpur district of Punjab. Due to severe floods, the village was completely cut off from the outside world and the villagers were forced to spend more than a month on the rooftop of the village's government primary school, the only building which survived. After surviving the floods largely with their own grit and determination, the villagers had even demanded that their village should be merged with neighbouring Pakistan, as no government from the Indian side of Punjab considered them humans. As Punjab votes for 2024 Lok Sabha elections on June 1 in the last phase, the residents here say they might not even vote this time.
ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਪਾਸੇ ਦਰਿਆ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਪਾਹੂ ਕੰਡਿਆਂ ਵਾਲੀ ਤਾਰ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਚਾਲੇ ਫਸੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ। ਤੇ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਪੁੱਛਦਾਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਦੇ। ਪਾਣੀ ਆਣ ਕਰਕੇ ਰੇਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੈ ਗਏ ਨੇ 4-4 ਫੁੱਟ ਪੈਲੀਆਂ 'ਚ, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਪੈਲੀਆਂ ਗੰਜਾਇਸ਼ ਨਾਲ ਕੱਢ ਲਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਕਈਆਂ ਦੀ ਅਜੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ, ਵੀ ਕੋਈ 4 ਕਨਾਲਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ 3 ਕਨਾਲਾਂ ਬਣੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਦਾਣਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਮਹੇ ਆਪਦਾ ਕੋਟਾ ਪੂਰਾ ਹੋਇਆ। ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਪਹੁੰਚਾ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਹੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਮਨ ਕਰਦਾ ਵੀ ਵੋਟਾਂ ਪਾਉਣ ਤੇ, ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੋਟ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ। ਆਪਦੇ ਘਰੇ ਹੀ ਬੈਠੇ ਰਵਾਂਗੇ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੌਕਾ ਆਇਆ ਤੇ ਦੇਖ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ। ਕਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ, ਵੀ ਇੱਧਰ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ। ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਜੀਤ ਕਰਨਾ, ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਬੰਦਾ, ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹਿਣ ਦਾ। ਉਦੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੇ ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਈ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ, ਪਰ ਪਹੁੰਚਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੱਕ।
ਜਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਮੀਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੇਤਾ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ 4-4 ਫੁੱਟ। ਹੁਣ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਖੇਤੀ ਦੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੀ। ਲੋਕ ਐਵੇਂ ਗੁਜ਼ਾਰਾ ਮਾੜਾ ਮੋਟਾ ਦਿਹਾੜੀ ਦਬਾ ਕੇ ਦੇ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਚਾ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਫਿਰੋਜ਼ਪੁਰ ਗਿਆ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇ ਇੱਧਰ ਰੀਵ ਵਾਲੇ ਗਿਆ ਡੰਗਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਮਾੜੇ ਰਾਤ ਹੋਏ, ਕਿਉਂ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੱਠਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਆੜ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਰੇਤਾ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ, ਜ਼ਮੀਨਾਂ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ, ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਤੇ ਕਈਆਂ ਦੇ ਪਸ਼ੂ ਰੁੜ ਗਏ ਨੇ, ਕਈਆਂ ਦਾ ਸਮਾਨ ਜਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਇੰਜਣ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਿੱਗ ਪਏ, ਮੋਟਰਾਂ ਕੀ ਲੱਗੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕਦੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਚਲੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ, ਕਈਆਂ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਮੀਨਾਂ ਵਿਚਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਲੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ।
ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਪਾਸੇ ਦਰਿਆ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ
You're tuning into the Indian Express for our exclusive coverage of the 7th and last phase of this Lok Sabha election. We wrap up polling today in 57 seats, and on Tuesday is the D-Day where we'll see the results. After the updates about Punjab, Chandigarh and Himachal Pradesh, we will go to Bihar now. Now, Bihar is an interesting state. It's also being considered a swing state, where it's becoming hard to predict how the NDA will perform and how the India alliance will perform. This is also a state where we've seen a lot of flip-flops. We've seen Nitish Kumar join back the NDA ahead of the elections. This is also a state where we're seeing like a spirited campaign put up by the India bloc, especially by RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav. We now take a look at how this campaign has unfolded, and especially in the context of how Tejasvi has responded to Prime Minister Modi and how Prime Minister Modi looked back. Hit back. Let's take a look.
क्या कभी कांग्रेस के शाही परिवार ने बिहारियों के इतने बड़े अपमान के लिए बिहार से माफी मांगी क्या? बिहारियों से माफी मांगी क्या? और ये इनको लालटेन लेकर के मुजरा करने वाली जो जमात है, वे भी बिहारियों का अपमान हो रहा है और कांग्रेस के चरण चूम रहे हैं।
अब बताओ, एक 34 साल के बिहारी नौजवान को डरा रहे। बिहारी गुजराती से डरता नहीं है। मोदी जी, ये झारखंड और दिल्ली नहीं है, ये बिहार। एक बार हाथ लगा करके तो दिखाओ।
कांग्रेस के पंजाब के नेता ने बिहार से वहां काम करने गए, वहां मेहनत करके ईमानदारी से जीवन जीने वाले हमारे बिहारी मजदूर भाई बहनों का घोर अपमान किया, भद्दे शब्दों में अपमान किया। कहा अब हम उन्हें बिहारियों को पंजाब में घर नहीं देने देंगे, घुसने नहीं देंगे। कांग्रेस के मिनिस्टर ने कहा है, कांग्रेस के शाही परिवार ने इसके विषय में मुंह पे ताला लगा दिया है। क्या कभी कांग्रेस के शाही परिवार ने बिहारियों के इतने बड़े अपमान के लिए बिहार से माफी मांगी क्या? बिहारियों से माफी मांगी क्या? और ये इनको लालटेन लेकर के मुजरा करने वाली जो जमात है, वे भी बिहारियों का अपमान हो रहा है और कांग्रेस के चरण चूम रहे हैं। कांग्रेस के खिलाफ एक शब्द बोलने को तैयार नहीं है, कांग्रेस का जवाब मांगने को तैयार नहीं है। आरजेडी में हिम्मत नहीं कि बिहारियों के अपमान पर वो कांग्रेस को एक शब्द भी बोल पाए।
कौन? अच्छा, हमसे डर गए क्या? और प्रधानमंत्री जी हार रहे हैं तो इस तरह का बयान दे रहे हैं। अब बताओ, एक 34 साल के बिहारी नौजवान को डरा रहे हैं। बिहारी गुजराती से डरता नहीं है। मोदी जी, ये झारखंड और दिल्ली नहीं है, ये बिहार। एक बार हाथ लगा करके तो दिखाओ। बिहारी है बिहारी, किसी से डरता नहीं है बिहारी। हमारे भगवान कृष्ण का जन्म ही जेल में हुआ है, डरा किसको रहे? हम लोग क्यों डरेंगे? लेकिन आप सोचो, एक 75 साल के बुजुर्ग एक 34 साल के नौजवान को धमकी दे रहा है कि तुम हमको चुनाव हरा रहे हो तो हम तुमको जेल भेज देंगे। वो वक्त जनता फैसला करेगी, हमारी मालिक।
Those were the visuals of the very lively campaign in Bihar. As of 3 p.m., as per the Election Commission's voter turnout app, Bihar has recorded a 42.95% turnout. Now we speak to our senior assistant editor and longtime Bihar correspondent Santosh Singh on the state of play in Bihar and what's happening right now.
Yes. A very important. Yeah. Are you asking something more?
Yes, you were talking about how important it is, but I want to dwell a little bit more on that. So 8 seats are going to polls today. Now, Bihar has voted across phases, and there's always been talk about India performing better in some phases, India Alliance performing better in some other phases, and there are all of these different equations involved. Now, as of this phase, in these 8 seats, which alliance is placed better, and what picture do we get so far once the polling is wrapped?
Yes, so far, I think if you talk about the India bloc or Mahagathbandhan in Bihar, it is their best phase for them. So, of the 8 seat, I would like to start from right from Buxar, where the former Bihar Agriculture Minister Sudhakar Singh is contesting from RJD. He is against Mithilesh Tiwari of BJP. This is the seat which was represented by Union Minister Ashwini Kumar Chaubey. He was denied ticket this time. So there is triangular contest. An IPS officer who took voluntary retirement, Anand Misra, who was expecting BJP ticket, he is also contesting from the seat. So the battle has become very interesting. This is one seat where RJD fancies its chance. If at all, no, this for the RJD very often talks about the Maib and Baap factor, that is the social engineering, that is how they can also get. So when we traveled to Buxar, we could sense that there was a vertical split in upper caste vote, mainly of the Rajput votes. So if that happens, the way we could see that, I think RJD has its best chance. Now from Buxar, we just come down to Ara. It's Ara seat. It's a district of Bhojpur. Union Minister R.K. Singh. R.K. Singh is contesting the seat. He's seeking nomination for the third time. He is against CPI-ML. CPI-ML has been a force in assembly election because of winning, 12 assembly seats. So they have been given 3 seats, that is Karakat, Ara, and Nalanda. So it was their area, their areas of influence. So they are trying to, extract something out of all these seats. They are visiting the social combination. But then again, these seats become important for CPI-ML and of course for R.K. Singh. Now we go to another interesting seat, that is Karakat. Karakat brings in the X factor. The X factor is BJP rival and Bhojpuri singer Pawan Singh. Pawan Singh, remember Pawan Singh, he was first given ticket from Asansol in West Bengal, and then because of some controversy, he had to withdraw. And then he announced that he would contest from Karakat. Karakat is one seat which has good Kushwaha population, OBC Kushwaha population. Now we have 2 Kushwaha candidates in the fray. Of course, the Upendra Kushwaha from NDA, he has his party Rashtriya Lok Morcha. And then you have CPI-ML's Rajaram Singh. And then Pawan Singh is that X factor. Pawan Singh had brought the singers, Kesari Lal Yadav and other singers, how he got the young crowd. So he has, in some way, he also looks at splitting the NDA votes. So that's why it's a 3-way fight. The battle becomes important. Now from Karakat Buxar, and we come to the 4th seat. We come to Patliputra. Patliputra is the seat which has been represented twice back to back by Ram Kripal Yadav, who was RJD rebel in 2014. He had joined BJP because RJD had denied him ticket. He won the seat in 2014. He again won the seat in 2019. But the margin of difference of his victory was around 40,000. It's less than 40,000. When the margin of victory for other candidates in 2019 is pretty high. So what I mean to suggest, this seat is very closely contested seat, Patliputra. And we also traveled to Patliputra. I did a sort of campaign trail of Misa Bharti, the Adi candidate, the eldest daughter, and Rajya Sabha MP of RJD Rajya Sabha MP Misa. And what we see that she has been trying to expand the MY base of RJD. Now she has the experience. She has contested twice. So several people said that it could be Misa Bharti's best chance. Or if she misses, she could miss narrowly. On one hand, of course, Ram Kripal Yadav is very popular because of his accessibility. He has cultivated the constituency for a long time, even when he was a RJD candidate. So this, I think, in this page, it's if you count the all pages, it is among the mother of all battles, the Patliputra. So Patliputra is very important. Now from Patliputra, we come to Patna Sahib. Now Patna is rural Patna is Patliputra, and urban Patna plus rural Patna is Patna Sahib, which is the seat which is represented by former Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad and the BJP's national spokesperson, a very known face. He is up against a son of former Lok Sabha Speaker Ansul Abhijit, Meera Kumar's son. Meera Kumar, she came from the scheduled caste, though she used to contest from the reserved constituency of Sasaram. And since she married Kushwaha, so this is Ansul Abhijit is Kushwaha. So that why I am bringing this caste factor, because this is one of the 7 seats. This is one of the 7 seats where Mahagathbandhan has fielded a Kushwaha candidate in its bid to split the Love Kush constituency, that is Kurmi and Query constituency of NDA, that is Patna Sahib. Now just bid down another Jahanabad seat. If there is one seat, RJD can say we are winning it hands down, it could be Jahanabad. Last time, JDU's Chandeshwar Chandvanshi won the seat by only 1787 votes. That's pretty close. There is another independent candidate, not independent, from Bahujan Samaj Party, and former MP Arun Kumar is contesting from there. So he has been splitting the NDA constituency. That gives a clear advantage to Surendra Yadav of RJD. That is Jahanabad. And just let me finish, it's getting too long. Of course, Nalanda. Nalanda is a place associated with Nitish Kumar. Kausalendra Kumar, he is taken, he keeps a very low profile. He is taken as candidate of Nitish Kumar. And he is up against Sandeep Saurabh of CPI-ML. I think it's a pretty safer seat for NDA. So that's all in this phase. And of course, the Sasaram, Sasaram is also there, which was once represented Meera Kumar. The last time Chedi Paswan represented, but he was denied ticket. This time ex-MP Munilal son Sivesh Ram has been given ticket against RJD's newcomer Manoj Kumar. So again, they are talking about the caste calculation and RJD's vote base, and plus it's a pretty good contest over there as well. Yes, Vedati.
Santoshi, you've spoken a lot about Patliputra and how this is an RJD stronghold. Now, if you notice the video that we played before, the package, we saw how Tejasvi Yadav emerged as the face of the India Bloc's campaign almost, right? He was taking on the Prime Minister, he was taking on all the major leaders of the BJP. He was trying to be articulate, funny. He seemed to have had a base among the youth. So now I just want you to tell me how the RJD is placed in this election. Is there a genuine resonance among the youth, and will that sort of impact the NDA's in NDA's strongholds? Will that make an impact at all?
Tejasvi has, of course, I think Tejasvi has brought some value to the RJD, added value to the RJD. Let me put it this way. Otherwise, people would say that he has the RJD Lalu Prasad, his father's vote base. That is, in clear words, Muslim and Yadav, which is called my factor. With his depth, social engineering in last, say, in 7-8 years, he has brought in TBC, non-Yadav OBCs, and upper caste. You see, Sudhakar Singh is an upper caste Rajput from Buxar. He has been given ticket. Munna Sukla or Vijay Sukla, he's an upper caste Bhumiyar, he has been given ticket. And more than that, he is talking about jobs. This is where he looks to score. He got very good crowd, especially from the youth. To precisely answer your question, if he is able to split that youth constituency, then RJD can get good number of seats. I would still say it will be clear advantage to NDA, but he can bring in those seats because RJD has nothing to lose. He doesn't have any seat in the house. It was the score line of 39 and 1 in favor of Congress. RJD doesn't have a seat. Last time it won it had 4 seats and then down from 4 seats to nil. So, see, just a contrast. In the assembly, it is the largest opposition party. In Lok Sabha, it had drawn nil. So it wants to become some kind of national stakeholder in national politics first. So yes, of course, yes. Tejasvi has brought, you see, his response to Prime Minister's remark, he was the only leader, who looked like a leader in Bihar from the India bloc. Yes.
Well, it really looks like Bihar is headed for a very interesting fight come June 4th. Thank you so much, Santoshji, for joining us on this live. Next up, we go to Odisha. Now, Odisha is a state where simultaneous assembly and Lok Sabha polls are being held. This is also an interesting battle because the BJD has been in power here for over 20 years, and Naveen Patnaik, the BJD's face, is looking for a repeat. Now, how will this fare remains to be seen, because the BJP is also trying really hard and going all out in this state. We have with us our special correspondent, Sujit Bisoy, who covers Odisha for us, joining us on this live to give us more updates on what's happening in Odisha. As I was talking about earlier, Sujit, and you have also written multiple times across all of your ground reports that the BJP is putting up a fight against the BJD. Now, it's neck and neck. There were talks about an alliance earlier, but that never materialized. And now they're going at it. So how does it look? Now we have 6 seats in the fray today in the 7th phase. How does it look in those 6 seats? Who seems to be gaining? How does it fare? Right. So yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, the BJD and the BJP are really in a close fight. They're locked in a close fight in Odisha. So today, as we speak, as of 3 p.m., the Election Commission has reported a turnout of 49.77% in Odisha. Now, 42 seats are also for assembly seats are also going to vote at the moment as we speak. The voting is underway. Now, what's interesting about Odisha is that the BJP, when people talk about the BJP's performance last time and they analyzed which states it could gain this time around, Odisha is on top of the list along with some southern states where the BJP hopes to make a breakthrough. The BJP believes that Odisha is a state where it stands to gain and it hopes to increase its tally here. And now the reasons for it are multiple. One it says is anti-incumbency against the Naveen Patnaik government, which has been in power for a long time. And recently, in its campaign efforts as well, we were able to see how the BJP was raising specific local issues to target the BJD, whether it was talking about the VK Pandian, who is the secretary turned politician now, who's the IAS officer turned politician who is now in the BJD and who's assuming a greater role in the party, and multiple other such local issues. So we will now head back to Sujit to talk about how it's actually faring on the ground. So Sujit, as I was talking earlier, the BJP and the BJD again engaged in a very close fight. 6 Lok Sabha seats are going to polls today. They're voting today. What are we seeing? How did the campaign unfold? And which party do you think is looking to gain in these 6 seats?
Well, Vedatri, today it's not just the 6 Lok Sabha polls are going, because Orissa is going, the simultaneous election is being held in Orissa. So 6 Lok Sabha seats and the 42 assembly seats under these parliamentary constituencies are also going to poll simultaneously today. And these areas are basically the coastal and northern part of the states, which were once known as the BJD strongholds. But as I can say, this time the ruling BJD, which has been in power since the last 24 years, since March 2000, has been facing a very, very stiff challenge from the principal opposition, that is the BJP, which is the growing party in the state. And it's very crucial phase for both the parties both tried very, very hard. Even on behalf of BJP, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Minister Amit Shah, and senior leaders campaigned for the party candidates. They held multiple rallies for this phase, and basically this phase is crucial for both the parties to decide. BJP to maintain its hold in the state, and the BJP to dislodge the BJD government.
Again, it looks like another interesting fight after Bihar, after what Santoshji told us about Bihar, again, locked in a close fight. India, this is a phase that the India Alliance hopes to gain the most out of. Again, Odisha too looks like a close fight. But I want to focus on one specific constituency, Sujit, which is Kendrapada. Now, you've done a wonderful ground report from there, and you spoke about how this constituency the BJP is hoping to gain, and the face that it is putting up in this seat is Jay Panda. But this is also the BJD's stronghold, the Biju Janata Dal's stronghold. So what's happening? Is it a tight contest? Does one seem to be having a lead? And what are the issues on the ground?
Well, Kendrapada is one such seat that is called the BJD fortress, because the party has never lost it ever since it started fighting the Lok Sabha election since 1998. And even before the BJD was formed, it was a Janata Dal fortress when Naveen's father Biju Patnaik was elected from the seat, and several others heavyweights like Ravi Rai, who was a former Lok Sabha speaker, was elected from the seat. So this seat is basically the fortress of Janata Dal or anti-Congress bastion. So Jay Panda had on behalf of BJD, Jay Panda elected from this seat in 2009 and 14, and he developed some enmity with the BJD's top brass, and he was suspended from BJD. Then in 2019 he fought on a BJP ticket and lost by more than 1.5 lakh vote. Again, the BJP has announced his name, Panda's name, from the seat. He has been contesting against a new a former Congress MLA who has joined BJD at up the poll this time, and the fight is very, very interesting this time. The BJD is very confident BJP to retain its base. BJP has also strengthened. BJP has basically banked on Panda and Modi's popularity to raise the seat from the BJD.
Right. Thank you so much for those updates, Sujit. Again, as seems to be the theme in this conversation, Odisha also is one of those states that we have to look out for on the results day on June 4th. So Sujit, now I did mention V.K. Pandian earlier, who is a bureaucrat turned politician. He was an IAS officer earlier, then he was elevated to the rank of a cabinet minister. Then he subsequently joined the BJD. Now, he's not from Odisha, he's Tamilian. And this was one factor that was brought up by the BJP through the campaign, that he doesn't belong to the state. And the BJP also spoke about how he allegedly had overarching influence over the party, and that he could be a potential successor to the BJD after Naveen. But I just want you to give us a summary of the role of V.K. Pandian as of today. How important is he to the party? Let's have a look at our package. Who is V.K. Pandian?
A day after receiving clearance from the Centre for his voluntary retirement as an IAS officer, V.K. Pandian, a close aide to Odisha's Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik, has been appointed to a new role within the government. He now holds the rank of a cabinet minister. Pandian, a former bureaucrat, has been designated as the chairman of 5T, Transformational Initiatives, a program he previously oversaw as secretary, and Nabeen Odisha, a rural development initiative. Let's find out who is V.K. Pandian. Born on May 29, 1974, Pandian embarked on his career as a sub-collector and later served as the collector in both Mayurbhanj and Ganjam, the home district of Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik. In May 2011, he was appointed as Patnaik's private secretary. And now, according to an order issued by the state's General Administration Department, Pandian will work directly under Chief Minister Patnaik, while former bureaucrats have been granted cabinet rank in the past. This marks the first time one will report directly to the Chief Minister himself. So what are his new responsibilities? Pandian's new responsibilities grant him significant authority to drive the 5T initiative, focusing on transparency, teamwork, technology, and time leading to transformation. Launched during Patnaik's current term, the 5T program aims to overhaul the administrative apparatus and is believed to be Pandian's brainchild. It has resulted in the transformation of thousands of high schools, infrastructure projects, and more. Under the Naveen Odisha scheme, every panchayat will receive 50 lakh rupees for various projects such as improving internet connectivity, establishing science parks, skill centers, and educational infrastructure. This initiative also includes the development of historically and religiously significant places. Additionally, amid speculation that Pandian might enter politics ahead of the 2024 elections, insiders in the ruling BJD, Biju Janata Dal, have noted that he can now openly engage in party affairs as he is no longer bound by the All India Service Conduct rules. This development underscores Pandian's continuing influence in Odisha's political landscape.
Now, that was a brief picture of VK Pandian and his influence. Sujit, so can you tell me how important Pandian is in the BJD setup at the moment? And as far as campaigning goes, did he campaign? Was he an important factor in the campaign? And most importantly, on the ground, how do people perceive him?
Well, if you talk about Pandian, this election actually about the former. On the one hand, he was able to spear his campaign. It's not he did a campaign enough. He limited rallies, and so Pandian was a campaigner and chief of the ruling party. He toured across 7 to hold rallies on behalf of JD, several roads, so that do huge crowd. And on the other hand, if we'll say for the BJP, more than cover the party for the only on the issue of VK Pandian. They questioned his Tamil origin and they made it that how can an ex-bureaucrat who is a Tamilian can take decisions for more than that, held him responsible and like accusing him of grabbing the power and capturing the chief minister's office and residence, and even the prime minister in a rally held him as held Pandian responsible for the deteriorating health of chief minister. So Pandian was the whole issue about this election actually. For the BJD, he was the star campaigner. He since Naveen was not able enough to campaign, so we can say he's both an asset and liability for the ruling party.
Thank you so much for those updates, Sujit. We will now go to West Bengal. Again, another interesting state where the ruling Trinamool Congress Party, a strong regional force, would like to stop the BJP. Now, the BJP had last time performed really well, getting its best tally ever in the state. Now, this time, the TMC wants to undo that and do really well. And maybe the seats that are going to polls today will hold key. There are 9 seats in and around Kolkata that will be voting today. We will now talk to our principal correspondent, Shantanu Chaudhary, who has been reporting on Kolkata and West Bengal's affairs for a while now. Shantanu, thank you for joining us. First up, so these 9 seats that are going to polls today, can you just give us a picture of what happened in 2019? Who holds sway here? And at the moment, what's the situation looking like?
Well, in 2019, all these seats which have gone to the polls today were won by the TMC. It is considered a TMC stronghold, and BJP has a very little presence here. But this time, the BJP has intensified its campaign in this area, especially riding on the issue of the Sandesh Khali, because we know what happened in Sandesh Khali. A large number of women had come out and staged a protest against the TMC leaders for carrying out atrocities against them for over months. So therefore, the campaigning was very intense in this area as BJP is trying to gain inroad in 9 seats, mainly Kolkata Uttar, Kolkata Dakshin, Jadavpur, and also especially Diamond Harbour, which happens to be the Lok Sabha constituency of TMC number 2, Abhishek Banerjee. These are some of the very key seats in West Bengal, which have gone to the polls in the last phase, and also this Bashirhat seat and the other seats of Barashat, Damdam, all are very important seats, and BJP is trying to at least win at least 4 to 5 seats out of them, though it will just make their things very good in West Bengal.
Right. Shantanu, you did mention the Sandesh Kali issue and the Basirhat seat, which is going to polls today. Now, for everyone tuning in, this was Sandesh Kali is one of the assembly segments that falls under the Basirhat parliamentary constituency. Now, in Sandesh Kali, there were allegations raised against a local TMC strongman named Shahjahan Sheikh by women in the town of sexual harassment. Now, this was a big issue, an issue that the BJP also did raise time and again in its campaign to accuse the TMC of controlling the state and completely sort of holding it in its grip, especially through its local leaders and second-rung leadership. Now, Shantanu, could you talk about Basirhat? Now, who is contesting here? Who is up against whom? And will the Sandesh Kali issue affect the TMC? And how did it play out in the campaign? How did people raise it?
Well, definitely, it was one of the dominant factors in BJP's campaigning, from Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Everyone raised the issue of Sandesh Kali and how these women belonging to the SC and ST communities were subjected to torture and atrocities allegedly by the TMC leaders, namely Sheikh Shah Jahan and others. And therefore, it was a big issue in West Bengal election this time, and the BJP had fielded local women named Rekha Patro, who happens to be one of the women who had faced the similar kind of atrocities at the hands of the TMC leaders as its candidates, while TMC had fielded Haji Nurul Islam from the seat, while the CPM had also fielded Nirapada Sardar, who was also arrested in the aftermath of the Sandesh Kali incident. So therefore, although the TMC is strong in Bashirhat area, as its the previous MP Nusrat Jahan had won, but however this time the party did not field her from the seat. It fielded a new candidate from there. So therefore, the contest is tight there. And also the Bashirhat, which happens to be one of the segments. Today also we have seen a large number of protests had taken out by the women. They alleged that atrocities by the policemen, atrocities by the TMC workers. Last night, some of the BJP booth agents were threatened allegedly by the TMC workers. So therefore, a large number of women have come out on the streets and protested against the police. It turned violent today after police, used batons and tear gas shells were fired to disperse the mob. Still, the women blocked the Bashanti highway there and demanding the police to release the persons who were detained by them earlier in the day. However, the situation is very volatile in Sandesh Kali right now. As we are getting the final reports in, there is still some protests are going on by the women in there.
Thank you, Shantanu. As Shantanu has underlined, this is a seat. Bashirhat is something that all of us should stay clued on to on results day on June 4th. Again, interestingly, West Bengal has recorded a high percentage, voting percentage of over 58%. There are also reports of some violence coming in as well. But that's it for today's live here presented by the Indian Express. We brought you updates from Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Chandigarh, Uttar Pradesh, where the crucial seat of Varanasi is voting today, Varanasi being Prime Minister Narendra Modi's seat. We also brought you updates from Odisha, which had simultaneous assembly and Lok Sabha polls. Now, on June 4th, which is on Tuesday, we will bring you round-the-clock updates on tallies as they come in. But more importantly, we will be joined by our team of experts who will give us analysis as we speak. They will talk about the ground reports that they've done because they've traveled across the state, Indian Express reporters across the country, and brought in ground reports as well as voices from the ground. So we'll talk about themes, we'll talk about issues, and we'll talk about numbers with our team of experts on June 4th. So please stay tuned to the Indian Express. And now we have our latest updates on exit polls.